Hello, good afternoon, investors and corporate. Welcome to Digital Roadshow third quarter 2024 performance review. This section will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the section by 30-minute presentation, followed by 15-minute Q&A. And during Q&A, investor may read your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. So may I now invite MUANGTHAI Capital Public Company Limited to start the presentation.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. So thank you for joining the MUANGTHAI Capital session on the SET Digital Roadshow event for the third quarter of the financial announcements. So since we have met each other last time, which is the first quarter financial results, so today I will start with the recap of the second quarter, and then we will go through the third quarter's presentation. So in terms of the second quarter, the loan receivable or the portfolio is increased around maybe 16%, which is in line with our target of the 15 to 20%, and also the effects from the portfolio growth it made the total revenue and also the net profit increase as well. In terms of the asset quality, it keep getting better and better, as you will see in the presentation later. And the big event that we have announced to the market is that we have issued the USD bond that invested by the IFC or International Finance Corporation, which is the gender bond. The amount is around 50 million USD. So we will go through the presentation for the third quarter. And you can see in the first slide, the loan receivable of this quarter is around 159 billion baht, so increased around 14.83%. So as you see that from the compared to the third quarter last year and this third quarter this year, the loan receivable increased around 20 billion baht. And you can see that in the compared to the second quarter, the loan receivable increased around 3%, in line with the total revenue that was 7.1 billion baht, increased around 14% compared to the third quarter last year and increased around 5% compared to the last quarter. For the net profits of the third quarter, it was 1.49 billion baht, increased around 16% year-on-year and 3.25% Q-on-Q. So the net profit margin of the third quarter is 20.82%. This is the summary of the stock information. As you see that 52-week highest and lowest price was 54 baht and around 33 baht. For the PE ratio was 19.18 times and PBV ratio was 3.05 times. The board of directors still the same, and also the executive still the same as well. As you see that the two founders of the company, Mr. Chuchat Phethampai and Ms. Danapha Phethampai, still our executive. Kun Chuchat is our CEO and Kun Danapha is our MD. So as you see that both two founders or the Phethampai family still have the highest major shareholders of 67%. The next is the Thai institutions. The proportion is around 17%. And the third one is NDVR and foreign institution for 7.5%. 5.3%, and the last one is Thai individual around 7.3%. This is the milestone of the company. As you see that in 1992, the company was established for the first time by Mr. Tushat and Ms. Downapat Ampai. At that time, the company was named DS Leasing Company. And in 2001, we changed the name to the MUANGTHAI Leasing Company Limited. In 2006, we have applied for the license from the Ministry of Finance to operate the personal loan under the supervision of the Bank of Thailand. And 2012, we have opened the first and second auction center, which is our own. We have listed the Stock Exchange of Thailand for the first time on 2014, and then in the 2015, we have obtained a license to operate from the Ministry of Finance again for conduct the nano finance and also the land title loan. Next, we have changed our name from MUANGTHAI Leasing Public Company Limited to MUANGTHAI Capital Public Company Limited, and we have launched the application called MUANGTHAI Capital 4.2. Next, we have established a subsidiary company called MUANGTHAI Leasing Company Limited, which is operate the hire and purchase of the new motorbike. And we have assigned the credit rating from the TIS rating. In 2020, we have listed in the FTSE4Good index, and back to the 2 years ago, we have received the financial support from the JICA or Japan International Cooperation Agency and Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation or SMBC, which was the first time that we have the loan from the overseas. And at that year, we have listed in the MSCI ESG rating as well. Last year, we have received the financial support from the DEG, which is the German government bank, and also the same partner, which is the SMBC. And as mentioned before, this year we are the first in the industry that IFC invest in our gender inclusive social bond for the amount of 50 million USD. And last quarter, we issued the USD bond for the first time, which is the social bond. So we are published the social bond framework in our website, so you can visit and see the use of proceeds as well. Also, since we have issued the USD bond for the first time, we have the Fitch rating has assigned us a long-term issuer default rating of BB, and we have got the rating to use in the domestic bond for the A-, and also we do have assigned from the S&P Global rating for the issue the USD bond as well. For S&P Global, we received the credit rating of BB-. This is the recognition of our business, and you see that we focus on the ESG a lot, and we try to use or apply the ESG on our business in all dimensions. So you can see that we have list in the index on the global index for the MSCI or FTSE4Good, and also we have list in the SET ESG rating as well. This is our CSR project that the company do. The first is that new home for change. It's kind of like we building the early childhood education center and provide them to the people in the rural area. The next one is MTC Unite for the community, we have donated the modified motorcycle to the health center in a rural area as well. And the last project or the newest project that we did called iTech 14. So we have donated the computer to the school in the rural area as well. In terms of the customer, we do focus on their certification. So we do have launched the MTC application, and we always have the survey that the customer can do the assessment or they can complain, and we will use their feedback for develop our business. In terms of the employees, we have improved their skill by provide them the training, and also we have the welfare as well. This is the product that we have right now. You can see that we have 6 products in our hand. So the first is that vehicle title loan. This is the secure loan which has the most proportion of the portfolio. So as you see that the customer can use their motorbike, their car, or their tractor as an collateral, and the credit size that we give them, the maximum is 500,000 baht. The next one is land title loan, which has the maximum credit line of 400,000 baht. So these 2 types of product is the secure loan, which has around 80% of the total portfolio. Another product is unsecured. The first one is the nano finance. The maximum credit line is 40,000 baht. The personal loan, the maximum credit line is 20,000 baht. And the motorcycle hire and purchase, which is we provided to our existing customer who have their own motorbike and they want to buy a new one. So we offer them this product with a maximum credit line of 100,000 baht. And the newest product called MUANGTHAI Pay Later, the customer can use this loan for buy an equipment, for example, the air conditioner or the laptop. So the maximum credit line is 50,000 baht. And to inform you that the customer needs to have the first contract with us, which is the secure loan first, and then if they have the good record payment and we see that they have ability to pay and they also always pay us on time, we will give them the unsecured as a top up, which is the personal loan or nano finance. And in case, as mentioned before, if they want to buy a new motorbike or buy a new equipment, they can request for the HP product or MUANGTHAI Pay Later product. This slide shows the credit approval process. You can see that from the start to end, the time is not over than 20 minutes. So the first step is called verify customer, guarantor, and collateral. So first, the customer came to our branch, and then they can talk with our staff in branch to ask for the loan first, and then our staff will analyze the document that they prepare, for example, the ID card and the household book. So the staff will ask additional questions, for example, the income, the expense, and we will have the collateral assessment. Next is the determine credit line. So the staff will ask for the purpose of the borrowing, and also the staff will determine the suitability of the loan tenor that customer request. The next one is document preparation, which is the process of doing the checklist and working on the loan agreement. Step 4 is loan decisioning, and the last step is the loan approval. So the customer can request whether they want the cash or the money transfer. This slide shows the branch expansion target. You can see that as of the third quarter, we have around 8,000 branches cover all area in Thailand. And we do have the same target that we want to open the new physical branch at least 600 branches per year. So we target that at the end of this year, we will have branches around 8,100 branches cover all area in Thailand. This is our branch type. You can see that the full branch is the biggest one, and we do have the sub branch and service center. So for the full branch is located in the big city, while the service center, they are located in the small villages. Not only the branch that we have for our own, we also own our auction center. Right now we have 8 auction center in the Khon Kaen, in Phitsanulok, Roi Et, Nakhon Ratchasima, Chonburi, Ang Thong, Ratchaburi, and Surat Thani. So you can see that we have our own auction center in every part in Thailand. So to deliver or to do the auction easier. This is what our application look like. You can see that the review score is quite good, and the number of active user is pretty good as well. In this application, the customer can check their loan balance, their due date, and also the nearby branch. The next one is the part of the financial results. For the first graph, you can see that the loan receivable per branch for this quarter was 19.84%. 19.84 million baht per branch, which is increased from the second quarter, which has around 19.38 million baht. So as we have mentioned the last time, that we have target that we will have the loan receivable per branch maybe hit to the 20 million baht per branch by this year. In terms of the asset quality, you can see that it's keep getting better and better, as you see from the first quarter, second quarter, and also the third quarter. Then you can see that the stage 1 keep increasing from 88% to 88.56%, and this quarter is 89.17%. Also reducing in the stage 2 from 8.95% to 8.56%, and this quarter around 8%. Also the stage 3 as well, the NPL keep lower and lower from the 3% to 2.8% and 2.82% this quarter. So it's linked to the credit cost, that you can see that in the third quarter, the credit cost slightly increased from the 3.04% to 3.11% due to the NPL that we sold in this quarter. In terms of the coverage ratio, increasing from the first quarter as well. In the first quarter, we have the coverage ratio around 121% and increased to 125% in the second quarter, and the third quarter we have set the coverage ratio at 30%. For the total revenue, it's always all-time high. As usual, you can see that this quarter we have increased the total revenue around 5% Q-on-Q and around 14% year-on-year, which is in line with the portfolio growth. And the revenue structure is still the same, as you see that the majority of our revenue from the interest income and management fee as around 96% of the total revenue. And this quarter, the fee and service income reducing from the second quarter from 3% to 2.8% due to the improving in the asset quality. And other income is the lowest, which is 0.4%. So we will focus on the majority of our revenue, which is the interest income. You can see that it's always all-time high in line with the total revenue. So this quarter, the interest income was 6.9 billion baht, so increased around 5% Q-on-Q and 14% year-on-year. In terms of the cost-to-income ratio or SG&A expense, we have note the ratio for each quarter in the chart. So you see that the cost-to-income for the first quarter is at 46.92%, which is lower than the second quarter and the first quarter because of in the first quarter, which is the highest cost-to-income ratio, is due to the adjustment in the salary of the employees, and we do have opened a new branch a lot in the first quarter. In the second quarter, we also opened the new branch a lot as well, but in third quarter we have opened the new branch less, so that's why the cost-to-income ratio in the third quarter is lower than other two quarters. And for 47% is the cost-to-income ratio for the 9 months past. So the target is still the same, that we would like to control the cost-to-income ratio not over than 47%. Next is the net profit that you can see in the third quarter. We have net profit of 1.49 billion baht, so increase around 3% Q-on-Q and 16% year-on-year. And we will move to the bottom left hand side slide of the 3-line chart. The first line is that the blue one, which is the interest income ratio. You can see that this ratio increased from the second quarter from 18.05% to 18.34% due to the numbers of the working day on the third quarter is more than the number of the working day in the second quarter. And also the next one is the green line, which is the interest expense ratio or called funding cost. It increased to 4.19% from the 4.06% on the second quarter due to the interest market that increased. By the way, the interest rate keep increase from the second quarter at around 14% to 14.14%. The next one is the net profit margin and return on equity or ROE. You can see that in the third quarter, the net profit margin was 20.80%, while the ROE was around 17%. In terms of the interest-bearing debt, is quite the same in terms of the proportion. You can see that on the third slide, on the third quarter, the long-term loan around 53% of the total debt, and the next one is the current of the long-term loan around 40%, and the last one is the short-term loan around 7 or 8%. The total liability increased around 6% Q on Q and 18% year on year, while the total equity increased around 3% Q on Q and 16% year on year. So the debt to equity ratio or DE ratio for the third quarter is 3.79 times. But to inform the investor that we have issued the USD bond at the end of the third quarter, which is on the 30 September. So we do have cash or excess cash in our hand a lot. So we have remarked that the debt to equity ratio, which is excluding the excess cash from the USD bond, is just around 3.63 times. So this is the CSR project that I mentioned earlier. This is the MTC Unite for the commodity that we donate the motorbike, which is we modify it to make it suitable for the location and suitable for the staff to use. Also, the project name MCT, No One Left Behind, that the Pet Empire family, they donate the money and constructing the buildings for the hospital in the Sukhothai province. The ongoing project is the fourth location in the Kongkairat Hospital. And this is the new home for chance that we bring the early childhood education development to the rural area. So the first place started for more than 10 years ago. So understanding that this is the picture of the Kongkairat Hospital that the Kedampai family they donated, and right now the process is that is on the construction process. So before I end the presentation, so just want to recap. Our target is that the loan receivable that we target for this year will be around 15 to 20% year on year. And the next one is the in terms of the asset quality, that we want to maintain the NPL ratio not over than 3.5% for this year, and we will control the credit cost not exceed 3.5%. In terms of the coverage ratio, we will maintain this ratio not below than 100%. And for the cost to income ratio, we will control it not over than 47%, but we think that the average will be 46 to 47%. And for the loan receivable per branch, we target that we can see the numbers of the 20 million baht per branch. For another ratio, for example, the interest spread or interest income ratio, we think we will maintain this ratio in line with others quarter past. And for the interest expense ratio or funding cost, we will maintain it not over than 4.2%.
The section has come to an end. So on behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, I would like to thank you investors and corporate for joining the conference. We look forward to welcoming you all again in the next quarter. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you very much ขอบคุณค่ะ